Sweep with my AoE skill, Mafia Enforcer. Yeah, especially at rank 5, 2 strength runes. Look at that. Hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to an exclusive first look at the brand new Season 3 Marathon monster, Orcatti. This is one of the most adorable monsters, I think. Huge shout out to SP for giving me everything I need to make this video. They provided the monster, all the cells I need to rank him up to rank 5, all the food I need to feed him, and any gems I use will be reimbursed. Look at him. Alright, Orcatti, hopefully this video can help you figure out whether or not you guys actually want to race for this monster. Although in my personal opinion, you should always race and go as far as possible within the limit of your team to get these monsters at the highest level you possibly can. This monster has a power stat of 10,263, which is actually tied with that of Malarian. And funny enough, it's actually like slightly above average. Now there's like 10 monsters that have a higher power stat than Malarian and Orcatti, actually like 12. So the competition is getting a lot stronger. As for his life stat, the most impressive thing about this monster is the life stats. 119,735 is the highest, the tankiest life stat in the game. So this monster has just dethroned everyone else, including Face Rug that just got released, who now has the second highest life stat in the game. But as far as speed stat, as typically happens with monsters that are tanky, he tends to be on the slower end. In this case, this is the second slowest stat in the game. It's actually tied with that of Face Rug. The only two monsters that have a lower lower speed stat are Syntheris and Fruit Taster that have a speed stat of 70-40. So he's really tanky, he's really slow, and he hits pretty hard actually. In terms of his trait, at rank 0, he starts the game off with Tough already. All stat effects have a 35% less accuracy against this monster. At rank 1, you get immune to freeze, which as of right now is still super useful because you never have to worry about absolute 0. You don't have to worry about corrupted monsters. You don't have to worry about a Chiel Long running absolute 0, a Spec running absolute 0. That will never be an issue for you. Any future monster that SP releases that relies on freeze, hey, you're protected. And you also get Status Caster Taunt, receives all single target attacks at the start of the battle. Now, I will say, this is going to be pretty powerful. I think the taunt meta is going to be stronger. Obviously, permanent taunt would be the best thing in the world, but Status Caster is so good. You're going to be able to synergize this monster with anyone that has dodge area. We are getting a dodge area maze monster coming up, so that's exciting. And not to mention, in Season 2, the Bounty Hunt exclusive monster also has the Status Caster dodge area, so these two monsters might be able to synergize well together. Keep in mind, if you have Orcatti and Grakshak together in a team, if the enemy has a Chiel Long and does Ignorance is Bliss, they have to attack Orcatti, so Orcatti is going to lose the Status Caster Taunt, but then the residual effect of Ignorance is Bliss won't work on your Grakshak because she has a Status Caster dodge area, so that's not going to get cleansed away, so you're protected, and you also didn't get frozen. So your Orcatti is safe, and your Grakshak would be safe. So yeah, the trade alone, I like the monster. I like the monster a lot. In terms of skills, let's see what this monster has. Dawn's Right Hand deals moderate water damage to one enemy, 30 stamina, 0 cooldown. Your Old Rival removes shields from all enemies, deals low water damage. I do like that it removes shields before attacking, so useful against monsters that rely on shields, some of the Megaton monsters. Bad Cop removes shields from one enemy, deals heavy water damage to one enemy, 0 cooldown. Oh, sorry, 0 stamina, one turn cooldown. So even if you got all of your stamina drained, you have a skill you can utilize that packs a punch, heavy water damage. We have Friend's Close, applies taunt. So way to reapply taunt, however, only on a 1 turn cooldown. Or sorry, only for 1 turn. I don't like when it only lasts for 1 turn like that. And damage boost to itself, that's pretty nice. Alright, we have Enemies Closer. Applies Megaton to itself, blocks out 50% of incoming damage for itself. So we have Orcatti is one of those unofficial Megaton monsters. Mr. Beast is another one that comes to mind, where what we really want when we talk about a Megaton monster, we're talking about a monster that starts the game off with Megatons. We're talking about Status Caster Megaton, right? We're talking about going back to Dunraw, going to Mephisto, starts the game off with a Status Caster Megaton because now the enemy has to use their AoE against the monster. Okay? We're not really fans of monsters that can apply Megaton afterwards, okay? You know, Syntheris is the same way. That's why I don't consider him a true Megaton monster the way Fossarius is. But what I will say is we are getting street talents that can even apply Megaton as well. We're also getting monsters that can do evasion, positive effect protection skills. So it's like, okay, monster that can apply Megatons, that's going to be a lot more useful if you can positive effect protect it. So, you know, just seeing this now, I'm like, I can see Orcatti definitely being used. Again, you synergize with a dodge area team. You have the taunt Status Caster to help you out, but then that churns into a Megaton. So I think the game is going to be more complex and definitely a lot more cool and more strategy involved to it. So Yeah, Megaton damage protection is very nice. You have Worst Cop, deals very heavy water damage to an enemy, removes shield, and applies drowned. Orcatti is one of those monsters that it's like, what do I make him? Do I make him a tank? Do I make him an attacker? He has the highest lifespan in the game, so that indicates a tank, but then he also has strong attack skills and a pretty high power, again, tied with that of Malarian, so it's like, what do I do with this monster? Let's see. Dirty Work removes positive effects from itself and applies triple damage. See? There it is again. Do I make him a tank? Do I make him an attacker? What am I doing with this monster? His taunt gives him a damage boost. This skill gives him a triple damage. Oh my gosh, let's see. Mafia Enforcer deals moderate water damage and applies drown to the enemy. Yeah, this is, fortunately or unfortunately, one of those monsters that it's like, what do I do with them? And sometimes what happens to these monsters is like, because they try to do two different things and there's two different playing styles, unfortunately they're not gonna be monsters that stand out because they're trying to be two things instead of just doing one thing and being really good at it, right? Like when you have a Megaton monster that's just a Megaton monster, when they have a 50% heal skill, when they can, heck, maybe they apply dots to the enemy, when they can shield, when they can life regen, stuff like that, you know, use them as a Megaton monster. Then we have an attacker that's only focused on attack, massive attack, strong AoE skill, can self-damage boost extra turn. They're really good attackers. But monsters in the middle like this, as versatile as they are, they won't really get used. So if you wanted to run this monster as an attacker, you run Worst Cop, you run your Bad Cop, your 0 stamina skill. I mean, whoops, it's good. So you have a strong Worst Cop skill you can use that removes shields and drown. You have this strong skill. I gotta say, I love that Orcatti removes shields first. You have these two skills. I would run taunt damage boost. Let's see, what would we run? Triple damage. If you could pull this off, removes positive effects from one. Like again, with the introduction of a guy's ult to the game, if you run Dirty Work, removes positive effects from itself. Okay, so if you go with Orcatti, you run Dirty Work. Guy's ult goes next in the turn order and runs your double damage buff, gives you evasion, does the damage boost skill. You would have damage boost, triple damage, double damage, and then you can sweep with an AoE skill. I'll definitely try to showcase that. Do I have an AoE skill? Yeah. Mafia Enforcer. So I can see this being a really powerful combo right here, right? Assuming there's no Megaton on the enemy side, you just sweep and you kill everyone with the double damage boost, and you have evasion, so you're somewhat protected from the enemy. Again, we are going to get monsters that can positive effect protection, so that can help out as too. Positive effect protection plus evasion. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited for Season 3. So this is a pure attacker skill set. If you want this monster more as a life, team speed holder, maybe all team speed, you would apply a Megataunt. You would do taunt. I think he could synergize really well with the dodge area monsters because you have access to the Megataunt and then you have access to the taunt as well. So if one gets cleansed away, you can apply the other one. Let's see what else. Yeah, but then, yeah, if you're going to go with team speed build, then you give this monster dots against the enemy. So you would go with a drowned. And I would say you want to be able to cleanse the shield away. So probably Bad Cop. This one cleanses shields too. Anything that cleanses shield. So you could honestly even do Worst Cop, even if you're running out team speed, because you're still removing the shield. So you have... Maybe you wouldn't Mafia Enforcer, actually. Maybe you just run with shield removing skills. So something you can use when you have no stamina. Something like this. Because the way I see Orcatti is, if he's there for team speed, and when you get your first turn in, you're probably going to set up Megataunt, right? It's going to be the first thing you do. By the time it's Orcatti's second turn, you probably don't need an AoE drown everyone. In that case, you just single target drown whoever you need to and remove shield, or just remove shield from whoever. So this would be my skill set, I think, for a team speed Orcatti. But I definitely want to showcase the attacker more because that's more fun. In terms of relics for this monster, yeah, he can hold an armor and he can hold a trap. So if you take damage, especially since you have Megataunt, you can drain stamina from the enemy. In terms of you recovering stamina, you have access to Nabotus's armor, so this could help you recover, or you deal damage with a Morg's armor. So yeah, interesting monster. I think he's a good face shield monster as well. If you face shield this monster with him having Megataunt, ooh, that can be deadly. And you know what? Even though, yeah, you could probably, if you wanted to, you could probably face shield this monster. You could probably still run the Megataunt. This is weird. You normally wouldn't do this, but I think there's even arguments to running Worst Cop, running your... Where is it? Running your... Don's... This was a 0 cooldown skill, which you could always use in case of CDA. So running Worst Cop, running Bad Cop, running your AoE skill, and running the Megataunt, even as an attacker, because it depends on the street talent, right? If you run Face Shield and you take damage, you'd have damage protection, so you're taking less damage. And Face Shield kicks in, so you're protected. And the positive effect protection can just help out if there's any other monster to buff. So, you know, you can do interesting things with Orcatti, so it's going to be fun to use them for sure. Alright, so I decided to make Orcatti an attacker, 2 strength and a speed. For relics, we're going with Nabota's armor, Naviline trap, and a power armor just to make him stronger. We have Worst Cop, Bad Cop, Mafia Enforcer, and Dirty Work. I recommended enemies closer just because you never know when that Megaton will come in handy. Also, I'm thinking if you give this monster a face shield and it comes to the point where he does evasion and the positive effect protection, that's even more reason why the Megaton would come in handy, right? You would keep Megaton and have face shield to protect your team, and then you can still hit really hard. But I'm also thinking, if you run Face Shield on this monster and you run Dirty Work, because of the positive effect protection, you actually won't lose your buffs. So you would keep evasion and triple damage. So that's something to think about as well. But since I'm running this monster with Chill Long, I'm going to be able to absolute freeze the enemy. So Mega Freeze him for 2 turns. So I'm going to be able to set up triple damage and then do my AoE skill. So that'll be interesting. So first off, we're taking on Daniel. And unfortunately, he's faster. But look, here's a good showcase. Ignorance is Bliss. Absolute 0. So that is one thing I love about Orcatti. Like, the Ignorance Bliss can't do anything to me, the Absolute 0, because I'm immune to freeze. So I am free to go and attack wherever I want. And look at that, I can actually OTK Chialong. It's like SP made it so that Orcatti can kill the Dragon Master. Alright, let's see. We're just gonna Worst Cop and dead. Just like that. Now granted, he does resurrect, and you unfortunately can't resurrect. You can drain his stamina, right? You have a stamina draining. You have an armor as well, but yeah. I do like the fact, I will admit, that Ignorance is Bliss literally won't do anything to you. You can run your standard Megaton monster, you're good to go, right? Megaton, Orcatti as an attacker, and then you're the monster and you're fine. Alright, here I'm going to have to do Corrupted Dragon Watch. It's going to happen again. Xiaolong, Ignorance is Bliss, wait for it. Ignorance is Bliss, Absolute 0, nope, not you. In this case, I think I'm going to get OTK'd by Spec. Let's see, Bullseye, yeah, I knew it. I can't revive. Alright, yeah, so I mentioned this earlier, right? It's like he's trying to be 2 things. He's trying to be an attacker, a strong attacker, and he's trying to also be a tank, but I don't think he can really pull it off that well. Alright, let's see how we manage this one. I'm going to do Corrupted Dragon. Oh, whoops, I was supposed to do Ignorance is Bliss. Alright, ooh, what the heck do you have? Are you an attacker? No, he's just high level. Let's do Dirty Work. Ignorance is Bliss now. Pure Implosion. Oh man, I got stunned. And the triple damage, that would have come in handy. Revival. Heavy Roller. Ouch. Come on, let me get 1 attack in. I'm not going to get to. Oh, I messed that one up. I don't know why I tried to do Corrupted Dragon when he had evasion at the start. I'm not used to fighting pure Padloffs that much. It's normally Xiaolongs. Alright, let's see. We have. Okay, fights. This one will be fine. Corrupted Dragon. So. Stormy Day killed me, unfortunately. Let's see. Worst Cop, Bad Cop, Dirty Work. Again, that would set up, but in this case, I don't really want to set up. I'm going to try single attacks to me, unfortunately. Oh no, I lost the taunt already? What happened? How did I not... How did I... What? I don't know. I'm just going to exit out. How, Orcatti? Yeah, you... I want to like you. I like the monster design. I want to like the monster, but I don't think he's going to get used. Like, even though the Xiaolong like can't do anything to you thanks to your immune to freeze, like looking at the skills, like yeah, you can apply Megatons, but I think maybe in a specific war scenario he would work, but I'm not really feeling it. We might as well just make him stronger, so there he is at 150. Now he's gonna be OTKing everyone. Overall though, I think if you miss out on him, and again, granted he can counter like Xiaolong Absolute 0, I think you're okay. Like you're not missing out on much. Here, let's freeze everyone. Alright, am I still running the triple damage skill? I think I am. So, in this case, Dirty Work, I lose my positive effects, but that's fine. I have that triple damage. The enemies can't attack me. Let's recharge. And then I would just be able to sweep with my AoE skill, Mafia Enforcer. Yeah, especially at rank 5, 2 strength runes. Look at that. 852k damage, thanks to that triple damage. So that's always a combo you can pull off, at least up until the point where you're facing dodge area monsters and you can't even chill along Absolute 0. You might be able to spec Absolute 0, but there's going to be a time when you're no longer using those monsters. And you're just going to be using only Metro monsters. Let's do Ignorance is Bliss. Looks like I get a redo, essentially. Alright, so I did the right skill this time. We're going to... I could set up. I could Mafia Enforcer. Even now, Mafia Enforcer is 209. Bad Cop OTK. Worst Cop OTK. Let's go with Mafia. If I had... Oh, he still has Megatons. Whoops. The Lord. Alright, let's do Punish the Weak. Get some dots on you. Hopefully accuracy reduction. You still have precision. You have too much. That's not bad. Worst Cop, I could OTK at least. So yeah, at 150, I mean, that's always your saving grace, right? If you are having trouble with chill lungs and you happen to get this monster at rank 3, maybe you use him in the rank of Childhood and get him to rank 4. He's OTKing, like, corrupted monsters, right? He is, so that's a good thing about the race, depending like what kind of team you're in and how far you can get in terms of laps. Like worst cop, look at that, 313. Now, granted, I also did give away 2 strength runes for this. For fun, let's just go ahead and dirty work for triple damage. Yeah, and again, if you have positive effect protection, you won't lose any positive effects. Let's recharge. Let's recharge. Mafia Enforcer, I imagine with OTK. Yeah, look at that. That is glorious. That is really, really glorious. For fun, let's just do worst cop. Boom, 1.69 million damage was. Wow. All right, we're just gonna do one final attack. Yeah, I already thought I was gonna showcase some like team speed and mega taunting, but I don't know what much there is to showcase with that. Again, maybe you give him a face shield and then you let him get to the point where he's about to die, and then you activate Megaton, then you have Megaton evasion. Like maybe there's arguments for that. I can see that being a thing. Here, well, ignorance is bliss. Everyone is frozen. Alright, he has a lot of life, Alceria, so I'm going to do the triple damage thing again and see what happens. Recharge, recharge. Alright, granted he also has a shield, so the cool thing is this actually would remove shield and then attack him. Bad Cop, Mafia Enforcer. This one does not remove shields first. You know what? I just want to do Worst Cop, actually. Let's remove the shield and attack. 854,000 damage. Wow. Alright, let's let them do their thing. Recharge, recharge. Bad Cop. Boom, 261k damage. And I died with Soul Drag. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it on our Orcatti. If there's anything more you want me to test out with him other than the attacker build, because again, I don't think he's... Well, he is. Look at him. He's strong. He's buff. Relics don't really indicate an attacker, but you guys let me know in the comments below. What'd you think about him? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? Would you use him as a team speed monster for the Megaton? Would you 3-speed him even though he's slow and just activate your Rune Guard and try the Megaton to start the battle? Any thoughts, guys? Just let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.